them.
The liberation of mutant kind has begun.
Welcome to the future.
Voice is Clown.
Not Clown. Joker.
Avengers!
Assemble.
Nobody tampers with the equipment except Tony Stark. Good idea.
United, the Avengers are strong.
Hawkeye, hands off.
Fool! Have you forgotten my invincible magnetic power?
Not this time, Magneto.
My mutant brain senses danger.
Something unseen is slowly spreading its poison, edging tempers.
Think carefully before you do this.
You filthy criminals.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, we made it, dude.
Wow, just in time or like barely late? Barely.
I mean, I literally read a comic 2 minutes ago.
Wow, I finished like hours ago.
Hours ago, Dad. Hours ago. Welcome, Internet, YouTube, everyone,
Saw, bros.
to issue 94, episode 94 of Two Fat Guys Pull List. We would like to extend a hand of greetings, salutations, and overall love and vibes to you if you're watching this live and or as a past episode. But before we can get into the week, let's talk about some business. Let's talk about the show's sponsor, which this show is powered by Collected Comics and Games. That is our LCS here in the DFW area. And we love them so much, everybody over there. And they help us, sponsor the show. So what we'd like for you to do is go over to their website, which is called brainycomics.com. I'm going to pull it up here really quick, and boom, there it is, brainycomics.com. Brainycomics.com, you can go over there and you can get exclusive and variant cover comic books, bundles, bad idea books, new comics, mystery bags, back issues, graphic novels, games, toys and collectibles, and even trading cards. The other thing you can do is after you buy all that fun stuff, right before you check out, you need to type in Two Fat Guys Pull List in the search bar, and this is what's going to pop up. It's our Two Fat Guys Pull List upgrade and premium upgrade. And you're probably asking, Jim, what is that? Well, if you buy the upgrade, you get a mystery exclusive comic included into whatever you buy on BradyComics.com that will be mailed to you. And if you do the premium, you get 2 mystery exclusive comic covers. You want to see what those covers look like? Well, we'll just go right back to the front page. Bang, right there. You could potentially win, or not win, get one of these covers and more if you do the Two Fat Guys upgrade or premium upgrade. You can also go to the exclusive and variant cover tab, and you can look at all the covers that Ron has available on BrainyComics.com. So head on over there today, go to BrainyComics.com, buy some comics, buy some games, all that jazz, and then do the upgrade. And then there you go. You know what I'm saying? That's just what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing we have to talk about, and I know all of y'all who are watching this live right now know what I'm about to talk about, and that's our milestone giveaways. Currently, we're trying to give away a Slabby Patty at 750 subscribers, and when we hit 750 subscribers, we're giving away this 9.4 CGC graded Silver Surfer Black #1 second printing with Null on the cover. Pretty sick. So let's hit that 750 mark. We're currently right now, as of recording, now this number fluctuates, we're at 776. I'm sorry, 676, not 776. We'd be giving away the slab. So we're getting there, guys. And then when we hit 1,000, you know the drill, you know the deal. Giving away this bad boy. First appearance of Silk, 9.8 CBCS graded. Amazing Spider-Man #4, Original Sin tie-in. That's what it's about, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. So check that out when you can, guys. Thank you again for everyone that is watching this live as we speak. We appreciate you, and we, again, thank you everyone that is watching this as a past episode. We cannot do this without you. Let's talk about this week, shall we, before we get into it, right? Mm-hmm. If you gave it a letter grade, Nate. It's hard, I'm telling you. It's a hard one.
It's hard because there were some really good books and there were some big misses for me, so I'm just going to go B.
Just standard B, just a straight
standard B, yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
about
I
you?
can see that. I'll go ahead and give it. Let me look at the stack here. Look at the stack here. I'd give it a C plus.
C plus. Okay.
I'd give it a C plus because they're yeah. See, now you go last. Last just gives it a C. I'll give it a C plus. There were some books that really, did the job, if you will. Did a really good job, and then there were some books that were just straight up flat, and I'm sitting there going like, why am I wasting my time?
Yeah.
So take that how you will. But let's get into.
Let's hit some chat real quick.
Okay, go for it.
Last says time to trash some X-Men for consistently another. I don't know about this week.
Well, there's one book that I'm like, I don't know.
Ronnie, what's up, man? Calvin, good to see you. Happy 4th. Well, is it happy 4th? I don't know.
It is if you live on the other side of the planet, but you're not in
It
America.
is if you don't. Right.
Yeah.
Joe gave it a B plus right there. Bell says Task Force Z pick of the week. That's a book that I've been hearing that it's been getting better. I wonder if that might be a trade pickup. Patty, what's up? Stefan, 8 Billion Genies. Was a very close. It was Stefan's pick of the week. That was probably a good second or third place for me. I really enjoyed that one. Last, I have not heard that Pepe's pulling off the book. Did you hear that?
What? That he's off the X-Men?
Yeah.
I have not heard that.
Well, he said, I bet you're both peeved at Pepe not being the main artist on X-Men now. It's going to be Joshua Cassara. You say a downgrade. A downgrade, yes. Pepe is better than Cassara, but I actually really like Cassara, so I'm glad that he's back on next book. Cassara's who did the first 27 issues.
Where is this news last? I mean, point me in a direction. No. Not that I don't believe you. I just want to see it so I can get pissed with you.
Comic Book Therapy says pick of the week was Iron Cat. Did you pick that up?
Yes, I did.
Are we reviewing that? I don't remember seeing that.
I'm not. I'll do a quick at the end, but I'm not giving a lot of time to it.
James, okay, yeah, there you go. I got you the link there. Joe said public domain is his pick of the week. Even though there was some paneling hiding some words. Yes, there was. There was a little problem. But public domain, we will be covering that as well. All right. We want to do.
Is it on Twitter? Because I
haven't found it yet. But
I see this long thing about it, but I don't know if it's. Okay, well, we'll get into it. Last, you do some digging for us, please, because I want to know. Because if he's off, I'm gonna be pissed. Let me get back into my Zen here.
Bro, we hit the button already?
All right. Let's talk about our X books, because we always talk about our X books first. And first up, we have X-Men Red issue number 4 from Al Ewing.
That's the guys.
Oh shit!
Pick of the week.
It's not a copycat. It's that good. Yeah, what's gonna happen is there's gonna be multiple. So Lee, if you're watching this right now, or if you're watching this as a past episode, Lee is is our contact at the shop that takes care of our pick of the weeks at the shop, so people can read what we pick. So Lee, this will be a multiple pick of the week here. So just giving you a heads up, because I have another book that I have picked.
Really?
But this is my Marvel. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know. You don't have to agree, okay?
I'm just saying this is my pick of the week. No Marvel, DC.
Okay.
I'm just saying this is my pick of the week.
Be snooty. Anyway, X-Men Red. I want you. We kind of did. We always do show notes, or we talk in the week before the show. So I want you to take lead on this, and then I'll color commentate.
Oh, okay. So, well, I don't think it would be too much of a surprise whenever we get big cosmic implications that I'm going to be more intrigued than normal.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, we have two problems that have been presented in X-Men Red, and actually partially in Marauders as well, that we needed to address in here. Mm-hmm. One is the Council of Arakko. Basically, the Arakkans are bringing up the point that, like, we got two essentially immortal Krakoans on our council, but the whole way you get on our council is by challenging for your seat and dying. and we don't do that. We don't do that that resurrection
bullshit. Yeah.
And so, like, you're not us. Like, you're not of us. And this is just another example, glaring example of how you are coming in and trying to essentially assert your ways into our ways. And I think that is that was the first big thing in this book where Al Ewing is being, at least as an American reader, very tongue-in-cheek here about colonialism, for sure, to me. And basically the Krakoans are representing the colonials and Arakko very much as the people that are the inferior ones. And then, of course, you've got the recent assassination of what is her name? Xandri, or I can't remember her name. The Queen of the Shi'ar.
Xavier's daughter.
Yes, exactly. And I at first was like, there's got to be a way around this. And we find out the way around this is that she's a mutant. And we have a galactic council that reconvenes once again. And it's basically like, hey, can resurrect her, but should we? Should we do that? And I just thought that this whole interaction between the Galactic Council was absolutely superb, because you have leaders of other nations, especially, or of other alien races, other civilizations that are very much like, nah, man, like the Shi'ar, like they've got enough like straight up like colonies and all kinds of shit going on. I know this is going to go down into war, but like that's not our problem. Like we can't just be allowing dictators or queens to just be popping back up to life just because they happen to be mutants. That's not fair. And then of course,
real quick, Joe says Red was fun, but was getting some references to Reckoning War. We got references to a lot of things that Ewing was he was involved, but uninvolved as well. Like he is paying attention to Marvel right now.
I will say that if you're not a broad Marvel reader, this might have felt a little what? Yeah, just at least the Galactic Council stuff, because Reckoning War, even what was his last little war, Last Annihilation implications, and then of course what happened in Marauders, which is where Xandra is assassinated.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there. Just
no, you're good. Stefan said Arakko has a pretty decent immigration policy. I agree.
Also, Joseph says Rockslide character looks like Groot, a version of Groot. Yeah, I'd see that.
That's funny. See, Empire didn't pick that up. Sins of the Black Flamingo. I was on the fence about it, but then when I had 15 books in my hand, I was like, shit. Okay, so I can drag this out forever. I'm just gonna pick out my 3 favorite moments. Basically, because I mean, my favorite moment from each of the 3 threads we basically got going here.
Right.
And the first one is the interaction between Wrongslide and Sunspot.
Sunspot. Yeah.
Roberto. That's what I was trying to think of his human name. Human. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like just Wrongslide very much being like, nope, I'm not Rockslide. That's not me. I don't know who that person is. But like really finding his own agency and his own identity, I just thought was a very touching thing. And I hope that there's going to be some kind of redemption for him. Roberto basically says, have you been to Mars by chance? Maybe we should go there.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed that conversation between them. Magneto basically being like, hey, here's mine and Storm's backup memories and shit, and everything that we would need to be resurrected. Breaks it all up. It's like, we you guys now. Like, you're right. You're 100% right. Like, y'all, this is y'all's domain. Like, we should be doing things your way, and we're going to continue to do that. I thought that was a really, really good plot point, like something for the story, and I think that is a really good social commentary. But by far and away, my favorite part of the book, of course, I think we already talked about this earlier in the week, X-Men has always been an analogy for minorities in America. There's no debate about that. Stan Lee said it when he created X-Men in the 60s. That's just what it is. And I think it's really cool that we are 60 plus years later, still kind of holding on to that analogy, but then we've got a black woman like Storm, who of course has been one of the powerhouses of X-Men forever, and mutants as a whole, but here she is literally as the de facto representative for our entire solar system, and they're sitting here debating basically whether this mutant should be resurrected or not. I know she's the queen of the Shi'ar. I know that her reign has implications on other civilizations and stuff, but essentially she says what we're debating here is whether a mutant should be resurrected. And a bunch of people say no, some people say yes. And she delivers the best line of the entire book, which says, "Mutant kind does not need your permission to live or to thrive." And they're like, "Wait, what?" And she's like, "Yeah, bitch, like she's already resurrected.
It's been done.
Actually, this meeting wasn't about asking your permission. We were just curious what your opinions were. She's already alive. Like she's already back. Like that's at no point do we need to ask your permission to live or to thrive."
I love the panel of X, Professor X getting the psychic wave into his brain and like caused him to bleed and like, oh, dude.
Yeah. So I don't know. Some people don't like it when social commentary gets mixed into their comic books. I think that is
know what comic books are for.
Not what that's literally what comic books started out as. But that's the point. I think it's really good whenever we get good, solid representation like that into a book, and it is really absolutely crucial to the plot. I think that this is really going to continue to push our cosmic front forward, which is what I want Hickman to do so desperately. I want him to stay cosmically focused. I mean, Ewing, sorry. I want him to stay cosmically focused. So this issue just made me that much more excited. This is what I want. This is what I want from this book. I just want more and more.
Yeah.
In space.
Let's get to chat. So Les says, the way the Intergalactic Council took the idea of resurrection was way better than how the Daily Bugle and everyone else is taking it. The mutants can keep doing what they want. It's causing wrinkles. Also, Sunspot's death, still odd and not explained well narratively. I agree with that. Like, I still am like, wait, what the fuck happened there? But then also, LOL, that the psychic stream wasn't for you. It was for the father. Dunked on. Yeah. Like, when I read that, I was like, oh, like, literally, like, Shaquille O'Neal slam, breaking the glass. I shouldn't be dunking, but I am, you know?
Right.
Yeah, Ewing, it's very clear. Like you said, I think it was last week with Immortal, that Karen Gillan and all these curators, you know, have a secret Discord, and they're sharing notes, right? And they're not. I'm not saying everybody's in on it. You know, I'm sure there are other writers that, you know, I feel like Spurrier is not in it. Whether that's choice or not. I think Teenie Howard by choice is not in it because she's just doing her own thing, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But there are some heavy ideas going on that are being passed between books, whether they're in X-Men books or they're in Fantastic Four books, right? It'll be very, you know, I know that's all up in the air too with Fantastic Four. We haven't even it's not even this week, and there's some major news came out about that, which we probably should do a video about because like it's kind of frustrating. But we'll get to that later.
I don't even know if I know what you're talking about.
The fact that we've got Dan Slott on a Spider-Man book, but he's not being supported visually. Because who's the artist on his book?
Oh, Mark Bagley.
Anyway.
I had some commentary about that on Twitter.
I saw that on Twitter, yeah. Anyway. I liked this book. I mean, it was, again, Ewing is killing it. You know, if you're upset because it's not called Sword, just get over it. X-Men Red's dope, and I am consistently impressed with every issue that comes out. So I hope he can keep. I think he'll keep it up. I don't think he's gonna have any problem pushing the bar, and it's just a good book. It was a really fun book this week. Hit the wrong button. Next up, we have X-Force issue 29. Krakoa the island kills like a man. Yo. Welcome back. Welcome back, Benjamin Percy. Thank you for telling a story that is, one, crazy. The gruesome brutalness of X-Force is finally back in this issue. And also, bro, when you think Kid Omega has finally got it together, right? And then he gets himself killed. But on top of that, he pulled a Magneto Storm. He doesn't exist anymore. Like, I read that panel that he died, and I was like, we're back at it again. We're killing Kid Omega. And then we get to the last page. It's like, no. He does not exist. He gone. He does not exist anymore. Calvin Bagley's classic Spider-Man. I understand that. And I respect anyone who likes Bagley's artwork. It's just not for me. It's just not for me.
I think that to a certain point, we have to realize that people lose their skills as they age, just like any human does with anything over time. No one's mad because Michael Jordan stopped playing basketball. Like, eventually the dude just couldn't play anymore, and Bagley has done some amazing things. Junior's done some good things. I think it's time for us to move on. We've got many other good artists.
This show is never. It's not always going to be this diamond that y'all get every week, right? It's not going to be this amazing piece of content that you watch every week. At some point when we get... Oh, you're right. You're totally right.
I don't know.
Anyway, back to X-Force 29. This felt like the X-Force we started when Hickman... when the initial 5 or 6 issues series got released. This just felt classic, you know what I'm saying? Like, it felt good. What are you laughing at?
I'm sorry, I was at last. Said Storm with 2 beer cans smashing him overhead, mutant rattlesnake. And so I just imagined fucking Storm doing fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin, like smashing 2 beer
right.
cans.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Yeah. Anyway, X-Force. It just felt like a classic. It just felt like what we should have been reading for 28 issues.
Well, and we were reading for a while. We did have it for a while. I thought it was. This was our Silly Goose book of the week, at least
for sure.
At least for me.
I would agree.
So hold on before we. Last says this was decent. A part of Moira's prophecy was fulfilled. That was great. All that character dev cashed in beautifully. What part of the prophecy that's fulfilled? Here.
Prophecy was fulfilled. It was.
Tell me that. Calvin says, I don't like Bagley's art, but I accept certain creators will always be around, i.e. Chris Claremont. Okay, I don't know if we can put Chris Claremont in the same category as Mark Bagley, but...
Look, hey, come on. Let's all just...
No, you're right.
Calvin, fair point. That's a totally fair point.
You're right. Stefan said, I wonder if Kid Omega will return as a hero or as a threat. Interesting.
Probably I bet he's a threat that the only person that can... persons that can get him to not be a threat will be the Cuckoo Sisters. Or
the specific one, right?
Is there a specific one?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because all the sisters always give her a hard time.
Okay.
I thought which one it is.
Yeah, I didn't know they had specific
They're
names.
even dressed differently, right? Like
but they change that. No, but it's said in the thing that they change that outfit, so you never know who's the one wearing it.
Who knows?
They're all one entity. I'm telling you now. Okay. Anyway, Joe says X-Force is my top book, and now this perfect time to give Kid Omega a mini-series explaining where he's at. Okay.
Oh, that would be fun. I'd be very interested in that, actually.
She said that the Cuckoos will be changed forever. One will be forever heartbroken. Oh, Phoebe.
Oh.
It's Phoebe, right? That's how you say that.
Sophie.
Or Phoebe.
Remember.
Sophie?
No, it's Phoebe, not Phoebe. It's
Phoebe.
It's Phoebe.
Anyway, no, it was a good book, and the artwork was great. I think Deadpool is starting. I think he's going to rear his head in the next issue. So
yeah, but is Craven, and like I don't give up. So who knows?
Just give it a shot. It's gotten back up on.
It's on my pull list. I'm picking it up.
Okay.
Ooh.
Don't be so rude.
I will be. Anyway. No, especially with the next book we're going to.
I'm gonna be. All right, we got Sabretooth issue number 4. Yeah, I don't think you even read it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. I said it. I don't know, man. I'm missing the mark on this. I need. We're getting issue 5 next week. Like this coming week. So I'm just not feeling this book. I don't know why. I just don't. Unless Sabretooth is resurrected or gets out of jail, which he does at the end of this issue, it becomes out stronger and is a psychic force. But that's not what Sabretooth is. Sabretooth is.
Cybertooth.
Maybe he'll be Cybertooth. Sabretooth is a brute, right? Like, I mean, he's a hunter. He's not this psychic, telepathic genius. So, I mean, granted, he is. You see, look at that Empire. I forgot the Sabretooth title existed. No one seems to be talking about it. I mean, unless there is an idea in this book that's popping up that there are mutants on the island that are starting to connect dots and are starting to see the cracks in the foundation of Krakoa. So, because of what they did to Sabretooth, right? And they did it to him prior to there ever being real laws. You know, nothing had really been established at that point, and he was kind of like the scapegoat. So there is that's being communicated in this book. So I'll give it that. But other than that, I'm just not feeling it. He's found a way to get out of jail essentially, and he's made a new deal with Doug Ramsey and Krakoa. So we'll see what happens. But overall, I'm just not impressed. It feels like this book has been dropped by Marvel. Like it was like, oh shit, we forgot about this. Let's just kind of release it as we go. The biggest thing was in this book, there was a call, like literally they're like, well, what are the mutants doing right now that they couldn't stop Sabretooth? They're in the middle of lives and deaths of Wolverine in this book. So clearly this book just was not released properly, right? Because like we're done with that. That is over. You know, we have finished that a while ago. That's what launched us into Destiny of X. So like,
Right.
What are we doing here? So I'm not. It's unfortunate, but I'm not having too much fun with it.
Yeah, I need to pick these up. I'm going to pick these up for sure, like in singles, just to get caught up on, because I feel like they're important enough to be around. I think we'll understand their implications later.
For sure, and I'm sure issue 5 will give us some clarity in that. But as of right now, I'm just like, I feel like publishing wise, it's just got dropped.
Yeah.
Last, I enjoyed the idea of this book more than whatever it is. I'm right there with you, Last. Calvin, I'm surprised there hasn't been a Sabretooth. I'm sure it will happen. This book is fun. A prison break story on Krakoa. Yeah, that's, basic. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Question: when did Sabretooth become bad again? I remember he was a member of the X-Men a few years ago. Nate?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know Modern X.
Modern X, at least prior to Hickman jumping
Prior
in, right?
to Hickman, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have to do some Wikipedia on there and get an answer for you. But that's Sabretooth. It's just not there for me. All right. Avengers 57. One shot.
I have literally nothing nice to say about this book. This is one of the worst Marvel books that they have put out in all of 2022. Stupid, useless, dumb. I don't give a fuck.
And you gave this
book
week a
has
B?
nothing- Yeah.
Wow,
The other books were good.
Wow.
I'm not gonna let this shitty book bring down other books that bad. Avengers. I'm done with Avengers. It's off the pull list. I don't even know if I'm picking up issue 60, which is supposed to be a Judgment Day tie-in. Like, I'm done. I don't give a fuck.
Jason Aaron's not writing it though. He's not writing it.
Don't care. I don't care. I'm so done with this book. You're right. I'll pick that issue up. But still,
Okay.
like,
Yeah, slow your roll there, bro.
So
Go ahead.
I just calm me down.
Okay. Do you want me to take over?
No, I just don't understand why we're continuing to do, like, it's this multiverse.
It's clear what they're doing. But go ahead. I will answer your question.
Sorry, Stefan. I'm sorry. I'm getting in trouble now.
Yeah. Just turn down a little bit.
I feel like Marvel is just, an editorial is just told Jason Aaron that he's allowed to do anything that he wants, and Jason Aaron's entire
Wow.
Jason Aaron's entire life's goal has just been to do multiverse versions of characters his entire life. And he's like, I want to do 50. And they were like, cool, do it. He's like, no, 60. And they're like, we don't care. There's like 70. And they're like, dude, we're just okay. And so he got Heroes Reborn, and he's got Avengers Forever, and he's got this too, and he just keeps doing it and just keeps doing it. And like, we're not telling any stories. We're not telling any plot. I'm not interested in the story. There's been nothing of substance for many issues now. And
1,000 Mephistos versus 1,000 Avengers. Okay, so what? I'll tell you exactly what they're doing here, and I alluded to it in our new comic book day video, but I'll expand on it here. What they're doing, and I think what's happening is the minute, not even, issue 5 of 6 of Judgment Day comes out, right? And there'll be an ad in there that goes, prepare yourself for the biggest Marvel comic book event in the past 25 years, right? And it'll be called 1,000 Mephistos versus 1,000 Avengers. That's all we're doing, is we're building up all these different versions of the Avengers to have this massive either late winter or early spring event or summer event of 2023. I'm sorry, late 2022 or early spring into summer event for Marvel. That will be Jason Aaron's next War of the Realms. I'm not saying it's on the same level. I'm just saying that big. And so he's building all these different characters so that when you get the massive spread page of 1,000 Mephistos versus 1,000 Avengers, you'll be able to go, oh, remember issue 57 Avengers? There was the cosmic Vietnam vet. Then, World War II vet. There it is. Like, that's all we're doing. We're building ever since Starbrand was picked up in space in the Avengers run, right?
yeah.
Right after that, Avengers just turned into this massive, exactly what you're saying. We're world building. Let me put that in parentheses. And we're just creating different variants and versions of Avengers for this massive summer event so that we can show all of them getting killed in a massive battle. And then our Avengers 616 make it out alive. And they defeat Mephisto. That's what we're doing.
Oh.
And I say in our new comic book day video, which is coming up this Tuesday, just get to it already. Like, I want a meaningful Avenger book. And I feel like we got teased with this Deathstroke storyline, and now it's gone. Where's Prime Avenger, right? Which is in Avenger Forever, and he was also in this book. Give me that. I was totally in on it. When we got announced that, I was like, hey, we're going somewhere. And now we get this. Like, this cover is not even representative of what happens in the issue.
No.
Like, our 616 Avengers are helping this World War II Sorcerer Supreme, and you get little glimpses of them, and he's like, oh, what's that? Wait, what? Who did that? Like, I don't care. And you know me, Nate. I've been a very, very big defender in Avengers. I've been like, just give it time. We'll get there. I'm finally getting over there to you where, like, it's on the fence for me. I know you're dropping it. It's on the fence for me now, and that really sucks.
No. I don't know. Excuse me. Rich, will Avengers forever be in this? Yeah, I'm sure it'll all come back together again.
Mark my words, like, there will be a summer or spring or summer event for Jason Aaron to get off of. Like, it'll be his last thing that he writes for the Avengers, and it's this giant multiversal war. Now, if it ends up being something that cracks open more multiverse, like we get, because like we know the Ultimates universe exists, right? Because of Donny Cates, and it really wasn't washed away, right? Mm-hmm. If we get to that, okay, but just get there. Like, just get there. I don't.
I don't want to get there. I'm not interested in getting there.
Okay, well, I am.
I'm just saying that is even more reason why I'm just not on the book, because I'm not looking for that.
Patty says it's okay to vent. Thank you, Patty.
Yes.
Let's see. I want to hate this stuff, but then they do Infinity thing and Ghost Goblin. Stefan, I'm right there with you. Like, there are iterations of characters in this book that I'm like, hell yeah. But I know we're not going to get enough of them for it to matter, you know? And that's what sucks. Like, that needs to be fleshed out. And it's like, what up, Jaden? How are you?
Dude, he just missed me screaming. Sorry.
Yeah, you literally missed him. He was like, like he was going nuts. Let's see here. Where was I? Blah, 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 blah. Joe, Avengers was a solid meh for me. I feel like it'll pay off, but I feel like I'm running a marathon and almost done, but my lungs are about to explode. 100%, Joe. 100%. How did Captain Marvel show up? Yeah, they don't explain any of that shit in this book. Like, modern Avengers are in this book helping out World War II Sorcerer Supreme. And it's not, I'm sure in another issue or two will be shown how they're doing that, but that's just not, it's just not, it's not the priority to show us how they're helping out this character. It's very frustrating. Patty, if we have Avengers Forever, what about Avengers Temporary? Like, exactly. Avengers sometimes, Avenger Prime Time, part-time. Yeah, like, y'all are joking right now, but give it another month or two and we'll actually have those titles. Avengers part-time, Avengers temporary. Like, they're coming because Jason Aaron is going, like, Nate's not wrong. I'll make 60 versions. Do it. Okay. I'll do 100. Do it. It's almost like he's like, just tell me no at some point, right? And he's just going to keep on making more until they tell him no. And they're never going to. This book sucked. And it's unfortunate because I like Avengers.
Go on to a book you like.
Let's talk about something a little bit more positive, and that's Iron Man and Hellcat Annual #1. Yo, this book was fun.
Was it?
I liked it. I thought the arc was cool, and I liked that it was a Hellcat book, to be honest. I liked that better.
Yeah.
Because I'm just hoping that, because aren't annuals supposed to be like, hey, this is kind of the direction we're going in, right? Like, we're gonna, right or no?
I mean, not exclusively. It just really just depends. It's just,
I don't know. I just never really cared for let me rephrase that. It's not that I never cared for Hellcat. I never knew that I wanted Hellcat, and
right.
the
and
annual.
That was then I think this annual did exactly what it was supposed to do, right? I think Christopher Cantwell was like, listen, Hellcat is a big part of the future of what I want to do with Iron Man, and so I think he probably asked and said, hey, let me do an annual with Hellcat as the feature. I don't have anything bad to say about this book. I thought it was fine. I thought it was entertaining enough. I don't know that it was really necessary. I didn't learn any more about her that I haven't already learned in the pages of Iron Man, because again, I didn't know anything about her. I know nothing about Hellcat besides what I've read in this book. I've not seen her in one single issue of anything else ever. Yeah. And I don't really feel like I learned anything else here. Maybe one supporting character, kind of, but like...
Well, no, I think we got, that her connection to Hell is much stronger than previously known, and that she's, she may even, I'm just saying she may have some claim to some kind of viability in that domain. We'll have to wait and see. I thought that was kind of cool. I love seeing Blackheart because he's a dope character, and we had him in Ghost Rider before it got canceled. Like, there was going to be this, like,
I didn't know who that was.
Yeah, it's Mephisto's son, and the only real reason why I know about him is because he's in Capcom. He's in Capcom versus Marvel 2 as a character, and he's just cool. Like, he's just a cool character. But we almost got him, like, we literally had a page of him showing up in the Ghost Rider book that got canceled a couple years ago, and then they were like, canceled. And so, like, I got stoked. I was like, Blackheart, let's go. So I thought that was cool. I liked the bunny that's the son of Satan or whatever. Like, I thought that was kind of neat, like how he was, had to trick Hellcat into helping him, and then she's like, get the hell out of here, and she like kicks him into the sky like Team Rocket. So I thought it was cool. I don't know, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, but I think I see what you're saying. Like, that didn't, the value wasn't as additive as I think you would like to have been.
Yeah, but I'm certainly not upset about it because I got the cool Peach Momoko cover, and
Yep.
I like growing my peach collection, so I ain't mad about it.
Let's see here. Let's get back to really quick. Jaden said about Avengers, probably the last Avengers book I'm picking up for a while. Agreed. Joe, this fits perfectly into the Iron Man book. I would agree with that. You know, just kind of like filling in some gaps. This is way off topic, but everyone wear safety glasses. Just spent 20 minutes trying to unclog a tear duct.
Ooh.
Safety first.
Sucks.
Hope you're okay, Patty. After last week's World's Finest, I have been on a copium run. Am I reading that right? DC can actually make good content. Let's hope the transfer it over to the animated. Also, Super Sons animated movie. They fight Starro. I saw something on Twitter about that. Oh my god, I saw the trailer last night. It's great. I need to watch it. I saw it on Twitter. Iron Man is in the title simply because she was in the Iron Man comic. I hated this one. It's my anti-pick of the week. Okay, Rick.
This is Rich's Avengers.
Yeah, right. Stephen Blackheart does look dope. No, he's a cool character. Is that still Patty's Walker?
Patsy Walker. Yes.
Okay.
It is. Yes, the one from the old romance books.
Don't they reference it in the book too?
Mm-hmm. And then that girl that's in there is her nemesis from the
cool
from the romance books.
That's cool.
She's like the rich high school kid, and Patsy's like the everyday girl.
That's right. Blackheart was in the Ghost Rider movie. I have not seen that in like forever. I think Blackheart is the junior creation from the Daredevil run with
Nascenti. And Nascenti.
Gotcha. Cool. He's cool. It's a cool character. All right, let's move on. She-Hulk issue number 4. I'll say this. Some people are just not reading this, and that's okay. I don't fault you for it. I know when you're wrong, you're wrong. This is a really good book. It's a nice slice of life, in my opinion, of She-Hulk, which I think most She-Hulk books are kind of like that. But it's kind of neat to just see. I really am digging this Jack of Hearts storyline, and we get a bulk of the book is that, right? The bulk of the book is her and Jack of Hearts trying to figure out where he came from, because he was dead supposedly, and we get some more clues into that, right? And we also get She-Hulk in her normal, Jennifer Walters form for a majority of the book, which is kind of cool. I just like the dialogue. I think Rainbow Rowell, how do you say her name? Rowell. She's a really great writer. Like, she knows how to write good conversations, and she knows how to write just good stories, I think. And so, the Fight Club part at the beginning I thought was really neat. It was fun to watch or to read, and I liked it. I liked, She-Hulk basically having to deal with, everybody in the superhero world wanting to use her as a lawyer. And she's like, listen, guys, like, my new boss doesn't want that. And they're like crammed into her office. And it's good. And I would call She-Hulk right now a slice of life. And I dig that. I dig that a lot. I've watched plenty of animes that are literally about nothing. It's about just going to work. And that kind of feels like this book a little bit. Like, there's superhero stuff in it, but at the end of the day, it's kind of slice of life, and I'm digging that. I'm really digging it. But this Jack of Hearts thing is really dope too. I'm digging the hell out of it. And I can't wait for issue 5. I know, like, this book was supposed to come out like 2 months ago, and we didn't get it. And now the reason why is because it's been extended to at least another 5 issues. I'm hoping it's going to be a genuine ongoing, with the show coming out. I'm sure that's the case. Mm-hmm. But overall, it was an A for me. This book was an A. It wasn't my pick of the week, but it was good.
Empire, yeah, that's. I was actually talking to Jim about that earlier this week. She's written that Rainbow Rowell's a young adult author.
Yeah,
that started as like a writer before she did comics and stuff. Yeah,
I'm so lost here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Stefan, Jack of Hearts is the breakout character of the year. I want to read his poems. about stars. Agreed. Yeah, they talk about him writing poems in space. It's so cool. Joe, best thing I like about this run of She-Hulk is the covers. Everything else is walking and talking. I want to see more action and not some booty call fights. Give me a baddie to root against. I think we're getting there. Joe, I'm just gonna tell you now. I think we're getting there. I think we will, and I think the reason why we're getting all that is because this was originally going to be a mini series. And then, which is so odd because they knew She-Hulk's show was coming out, right? And they were going to release this kind of coinciding. But I think they also didn't know that which again, I don't understand why, but Rainbow writes a good story. And I'm sure the sales numbers are good on the book. So I'd say give it a shot because I think we're about to go somewhere real big real soon in this book. After this, well, with the conclusion of this first arc, but then I think as we get into it, we're going to get more and more. We'll just have to wait and see. Jaden, I hear you, Joe. The fighting was cute, but it was still kind of meh. We're going to get there, guys. We're going to get there, I promise.
I think you're just a homer that wants people to read She-Hulk.
Fine, don't read it. I'm still going to read it.
I think this is going to be another, hey, whoa, buddy.
Well, I don't know why that did that.
Well, I don't know why I did it either.
I guess we're talking about that book next because I can't do the workarounds.
Well, just go back to it.
We'll go back to what?
Oh God, that's fine.
What?
Nothing.
I was gonna move on because you're basically telling me that nobody wants to talk about She-Hulk in chat.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
That's exactly what you're saying. You're saying this book is doo-doo.
I didn't read this. I'm not saying that at all.
Holden, love this book. Love this run. So glad I subbed. Thanks.
See? There you go. Can we move on now, please?
Let me see if I can get to the next one. Okay, we'll come back to that one. Tell me about Action Comics because I dropped it.
Did you not put Star Wars in there?
I guess not. Let's talk about Obi-Wan really quick. I don't know.
Did you read Obi-Wan?
I did read Obi-Wan.
It was all right.
I felt like it was kind of heavy, dialogue-wise. It just like kept on going on and on. I'm like, just
no. I agree. I think it was overly verbose for sure.
Okay.
But I thought it was a really fun story. I think it was a really fun story. I'm a huge casual Star Wars fan. I'm fat. I'm a Star Wars fan. I like Star Wars, but I'm also casual. Meaning, I'm not like, actually, the planet's pronounced Kizomate, not Kazerdata. Like, I don't know all that shit. I don't know who's supposed to be where at what times. Okay. I just think space stories are cool, and I like Qui-Gon Jinn, and I like Obi-Wan, and so like on a very like simplistic level, this was a fun issue. Okay. I'll just put this up because this is what we're talking about. But like,
Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. Overall, though, like I don't feel like we had a lot of value to like overall Star Wars lore. You know, like I don't think we learned anything really great about Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon in this book.
I would agree.
So I would hope that we're going to get a little bit more from the next issue.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix the show. So
oh, that's it. Go to action. We're good.
I know. I'm making it work. Okay, what happened to 17? Give me 1 second, guys. Put on the Jeopardy music.
You want me to just talk about action?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm that Star Wars nerd, Rich. I mean, I'm not making fun of you because I truly love Star Wars, but like I am such a fan of so many different fandoms and immersive mystical worlds that fuck, man, there is just nothing I could do to keep up with all of the like really hardcore details. I try. I even have like all of my High Republic stuff ordered in canonical order or like what's chronological order, like even by the single issues. But I still try to not, I don't know, overanalyze. But I mean, Star Wars, man, it's fun. It's always fun.
It was okay. Let me go back to it really quick before I get into last. This was a fun book. It was very wordy to the point where I'm like,
yeah, no, it was like a slog to get through.
Yeah, it just the flow of the comic. I think we've talked about this before, and I need to get the actual terminology. But there is a theory, a comic book theory of like how comic books are written and how they should appropriately like flow. Like I have this critique about another book that we're reading that is actually my other pick of the week, but it had a little bit of that problem. And it's just how books are supposed to flow, and if you're making the reader go this way when you're supposed to go that way in your brain, you're doing it wrong. You know, it takes away from if the book's actually doing a good job or not, like whether it's the story or the visuals. So I think that this issue had that problem a little bit.
Gotcha.
Okay, talk about Action.
So Action Comics, it's probably good that you popped
Did I miss out?
No. That's what I'm saying,
Okay.
is you didn't miss out. I just, as an overall concept, the big picture idea, and I think Marco hits this great.
Yeah.
Marco said, haven't read this particular issue of comics, but I've enjoyed this run. Superman really shines as the hero with the biggest heart, not choosing one life over another. And I agree. I think that the overall concept of Action and the Warworld saga in itself is really great. I just feel like it is, again, it's a slog. It's been a little bit much. And again, also, for seemingly no apparent reason, we have one particular person on the art. And I was like, oh man, I thought Federici was supposed to be on this. And then, halfway through the book, Federici picks up and then finishes the book. And I'm just like, and it's not like, oh, well, this is in one area and this is in another.
Yeah,
this is a flashback. This is not. It's just a straight up change. And it's just like, this is messy. Like, this is messy. To me, this whole book, this whole run has been, to me, the best way to summarize it is messy. The covers have all been really cool, but they've been radically different. Every like, there's no cohesion, there's no fluidity, there's no uniformity whatsoever, and I feel that way about the story. Ultimately, in this, what happens in this story is like not a lot. Superman goes to save. He takes that baby that's in the jar and goes to save. Oh shit! What's her name? Lamp.
I don't remember no baby in no jar. I don't remember that.
Oh, I don't know how to explain it to you. There's a baby in a jar.
Let's get a YouTube shirt right there.
Explain it to you. Besides, there's a baby in a jar and he's really powerful and he fights his mom and his mom gets her head cut off. Because Mongol gets mad at her and cuts her head off or some shit. I don't know.
What?
As I'm reviewing this book now, I'm realizing like I just kind of went through the motions. It was like, oh, Federici art, this is cool. And then, like, but I don't really know what happens except for the girl that they're trying to save that dies. She gets fused, light ray. She gets fused with someone else, and so now she's this. I don't know. This
What did you
character.
read?
I don't know. I tried to read the backup too, and it was bad, so I didn't read it.
Should we move on?
Chat, please have him back here. All right. Rich says agreed to both. Obi was fun, but the story was not necessary. Last says, oh wait, Last, I have to rebuke you. Hold on, let me go back.
Oh no! Whoa!
Last said, but even being an armchair casual, Disney Star Wars sucks, and I couldn't disagree more. I think Disney Star Wars is amazing. Everything that has happened Star Wars since Disney taken over has been
Don't make him unsubscribe, please.
great.
Just don't.
I'm just talking about my opinion. I don't agree.
Okay.
I think it's all been great. The only super fan I am of is Resident Evil. Even though I know what's entertaining, the last time I was excited for Star Wars was Fallen Order. Fallen Order Vader fight was amazing. I still need to play that game. I really want to. Now
It's a good. It's a really good game.
Much better than Obi-Wan Revenge of the Sith Redux. No. Joe said, I want to see how Superman gets his suit fixed because in Death of the Justice League, his suit is perfect again. And I think it'd be cool for Clark could have showed up in his suit. Calvin says, Baby in a Jar also sounds like Resident Evil. Yeah, man, Baby in a
Pretty
Jar.
close. Yeah. You sure it was a jar? Show us the jar.
I'm gonna get there.
I don't think it's a jar.
It's at the very front.
I mean, it's like a test tube. It's not really a jar.
A jar.
A jar is what you put pickles in, dude.
I don't know how to
Do you have Does your jars of pickles look like that?
Ronnie says, when is this story arc done so I can start picking up the new one? That's a great question. I don't know.
No,
We're not
no
there
one in
yet.
sight. Yeah.
Well, let me go. Because as soon as we're done with one,
Pickled
we're on to
powerful
the
baby in a jar.
Because we're in World Revolution now. It's not technically not the world. Let's see. The last Action
Sounds
Comics
dry.
we have solicited is for September 1047.
Stop.
And it says in the aftermath of the world. So 1047, September. Ronnie, September.
Sounds jarring. Pickled babies. Tube. Baby tube. Okay, we need to move on. Okay, chat's getting out of control.
I don't want to talk about this.
All right, let's talk about Detective Comics issue 1061.
You
The
hated it,
last-
and I think you said you hate Batman too, and you're never going to read a Batman comic again. He even said that he's not even going to read Chip Zdarsky because how bad this was.
Can I talk?
Yeah.
It's not. I didn't hate it, but this little mini. It's like. How do I equate this? It's not passing, so it's like you went to class, right, and you made one good. This is a horrible analogy, but that's just because this is what it is. You went to class and you got Fs on all of your exams except for one. You had like a solid A at the beginning of the semester. Like you passed a test first 3 weeks into class and you passed it, right? And then you got Fs throughout the rest of it. And then you decided to go to class and do the final exam, even though you knew you were going to fail the class. Okay? This last arc with the joke, why do I care? Why do I care? It didn't feel fulfilling. Man, this has been a negative show. I'm just going to get that out. Like, we've been complaining about a lot of our books.
It's all right. I'm going to tell you how wrong you are. So
That's
when you're
fine.
done,
So let me just get it all out then. I just, like, I didn't like it. I didn't see the purpose of it. And we got, we had this character build and then, she's gone. Judge is corrupt, dead. Like, I'm like, what are we doing? It just doesn't. I think what it is here's my issue. And then you can tell me how I'm wrong. When we started Tamaki's run, it felt like DC's Daredevil, right? We were getting a personal story about Bruce, him integrating with the neighborhood, right? And then Fear State happened. And then Tiny Onion wrote Batman out of Gotham. And then we got a 12-issue arc about the Bat family that Batman could have, and I'm sticking to this, Batman could have fixed it in 2 issues. And it just felt derailed. It felt derailed. I'm frustrated with it because it feels like Tamaki didn't get to continue the story about Bruce integrating into that neighborhood and being not a billionaire, and because Tiny Onion wrote him out of Gotham. Like, I'm gonna go to Europe. Like, I don't know. It's just frustrating.
You didn't do that. Williamson did that.
Okay, fine. Whoever did it, it's frustrating. And so it's like, I feel like we didn't get enough Tamaki.
So because you didn't get enough Tamaki, you're shitting on her last 3 books.
100%.
It makes no goddamn sense.
I know it doesn't.
Ronnie, I was just kidding. He's definitely picking up one.
I'm picking all that stuff up. He's just trying to wind
Rich,
me
yes,
up.
yes. New story arc starting at 125. Okay, let me explain to you.
Yeah,
explain to you how you're wrong. And this 3-issue arc is actually the best arc of Tamaki's short run. One of the things that Batman can do well, Batman, not in particular just Batman, but any of our legacy characters, long-term characters that have really good rogues galleries, I think is when you turn those characters on their head just a touch, and you have them evilly doing something good in an evil fashion or in a wrong way. Because ultimately, like, what Riddler does here is against the law, but like even at the end, Batman is talking to the chief of police, and she is straight up saying, she said, worse yet, some people are even calling him, talking about the Joker, a hero for getting a crooked judge to admit everything. The whole point is that Riddler is the hero of this arc, because all he ends up doing is causing people who are supposed to be the good guys, who are really being the bad guys, to out themselves and get them out of harm's way from being hindrance to other innocent people. And I think that's a remarkably potent storyline. He says at the very, very beginning of this arc is, when is a murderer not a murderer? And I thought that was just a throwaway little riddle. And actually, that's a really, really, really important point of this entire storyline. Is he says it finally in the middle of this book. He says, when is a murderer not a murderer? When you decide to look away. How complicit are you in a murder when you see one about to happen and you don't stop it? How complicit in a murder are you when you have the tools to prevent it, even if it could cause you harm or people you care about harm, or it could cause you an inconvenience? Is your inaction make you duplicitous in that as well?
You're 100% right. You're 100% right. And here's how I'll tell you why I'm frustrated.
Okay.
And who said it? Joe. This comic or this arc be a good build. This comic arc would be a good build for the Batman movie. Now it's a parody of the movie. Okay, hold on, that wasn't it. I jumped on the Tamaki run since Fear State, and that was good, but everything else was lame. But what letter grade would y'all give the run? Okay, here's what I'm frustrated with, and I'm going to admit this now, and I'm just gonna tell you right now, Nate, I have been cheating on you. Okay. So I did not enjoy, personally, I'm saying this because I love you, okay? I didn't enjoy the 12-issue arc of Arkham Tower. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. I wanted to like it, and I think that's why I'm frustrated with this, because I felt like the beginning of the run that we read, was that her first book when we got on, or was she writing prior to that?
When we got on,
Tamaki took over.
When Tamaki took over is when she took over, yeah. So the Vile stuff, or the right before the Vile.
Yeah.
Pre-Vile.
Okay, so that awesome. Even Vile, I could kind of get onto it a little bit, right? The minute we jumped onto that 12, and we didn't have Batman in it, even though like it makes sense, like Detective Comics, that whole idea I think can be fleshed out. I think that's why I have a disconnect and why I'm frustrated, because what you said and how you reviewed the entire 3-story arc puts it in perspective to me. Okay, so I'm changing my mind. I'm calling it. I don't care. I'm allowed to do that. It's my show. Okay, yeah, this 3 thing was good, and it felt if that middle chunk of Arkham Tower had not existed, this would play perfectly into the beginning and almost mid of Tamaki's run. And I would give that, if you were to take that 12 out, me personally, Joe, I would give this run an A. But because that chunk is put in where Batman is not existent, and for whatever, for Williamson's reasons or whatnot, I felt like there was too much of a disconnect, and it didn't feel like the same story. Was Tamaki forced into that? I don't know. Like, hey, you don't have Batman. Figure it out. So that I'll take a step back. The 3 arc was good, and if Arkham Tower didn't exist, I think this run is really good. It had me intrigued, and I'll even keep it to Tamaki's writing. I won't even say that I was ridiculously frustrated when Moray was taken off the book, right? Like, that was a downgrade in my opinion when we didn't, when he left the book.
There was not a single cohesive artist on the book after that, and that was pretty early on too.
Yeah, exactly. So that's my coconuts about it.
Yeah, I would say overall, I would give her a run a B.
Overall, okay.
Overall, the entire run, I would give it between a B and a B plus. I would probably say that I'm a little bit more, Shadows of the Bat's the name of that arc. I would say I'm maybe a little bit more biased. I think I just, because I really enjoyed Shadows of the Bat and a lot of people didn't. But yeah, I think this try to give this issue in this arc like a shot through its own perspective without any
You're
other
right.
context.
You're right.
And I think it's really good. I think it's really
No,
good.
You're 100% right on that.
This is definitely my DC pick of the week. I know we only have 3 books, but Jaden says if the person comes back to life. Okay, that's cheating because that's not real life. But you're also right. Yes,
Wait,
the
you were
person
reading
comes back
comics.
to life. Last said, can we make Super Crusader canon? I don't know what that is. You'll have to tell me. This arc, oh yeah, you read that one.
Yep.
The person. Patty said, at what point do you separate the person from their words? Like if someone bad says something completely sane and reasonable, everyone agrees with what they still agree if they don't like the person. That's a good question, and I think that's why I like this, is because this run has made you kind of question things.
Yeah.
Last, yes, Tinian left us. No one else is going to fill that void. I think Zdarsky is going to fill that void. I think it's going to take a while.
Yeah, but I think he's going to do it.
I think by summer next year we're going to be like, Zdarsky, thank you. Tinian 2.0. Patty said, "Will people like good deeds done by villains in their way?"
You know, Miracle Molly kind of brought that question up too, though. You know, and that was a Tinian idea as well. So, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Sorry. I was just going to say, Joe said the backup story for the Shadow of the Bat event, which was Rosenberg, was top tier, and it is unquestionably the greatest backup I've ever read in any comic my entire life, and should be considered like, I don't know, short story of the year or something like that. I would even put it, if you just want to consider it its own arc, especially because it's over 12 issues, so that would be what, 2 or 3 issues worth of comics. If you want to call it its own miniseries, it's in the top 10 best stories I've read in all of 2022.
Dang.
By far, not even close.
Dang.
Absolutely top tier. Oh, by the way, the backup in this was kind of good too. The Gotham Girl wrap up. Now I'm not going to remember exactly how that wrapped up, but I liked it because I like Gotham Girl and I like her being around.
Did you hear that Punchline is getting her own book?
I didn't.
I think it was just announced. I think it was announced today, but either it's going to be in a mini event or something. But Punchline is coming back, so
Punchline.
Whatever that's worth. Be
I'm
prepared.
interested.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Next up, we have Robin issue number 15. We already knew how this book was going to go because I don't remember what book where they spoiled it. Was it Batman? Yeah, it was Batman. Batman, they spoiled that Robin was going to break out her mother, which he really didn't. But she did break out.
She didn't break out. She was let go by making a deal with what's her name.
Right, but in the Batman book, it said specifically something like to the effect that she broke out because of Robin. Maybe I'm reading that wrong, but she broke out in the Robin issue 15. Maybe that's what it was. So we knew she was breaking out, or she was getting released. Whatever. We're not getting more Robin, right? Like this is ending.
Yeah, issue 17 is the last issue, and the series will be over.
And like I'm frustrated, right? Because like I wanted more Robin Flatline, right? Like I wanted more chibi art, Robin reading anime manga, you know, like, and we're not gonna get that. So again, I'm starting to go like, well, then why? What are we? You know, you dashed my prediction on Alfred being resurrected in this book. It was gonna happen, and then they pulled an audible.
Yeah, I thought I thought that was almost a shoe-in to happen.
Yeah, and maybe it'll happen at the last issue. I don't know. Maybe it'll end up happening. Not sure. But it'll probably be Final or Dark Crisis that brings everybody back, and then we're getting rebooted. Anyway, I don't know. This book was okay. It was fun. Like, you know what? I did like the genuine family moment between Bruce and Robin's mom, and like, you know, them like, he's staying with me. No, he's staying with me. And Robin's like, I'm not staying with anyone. Like,
I'm going to do my own thing.
I just want y'all to love each other without loving it, because like I know it'll never happen, but I need y'all to like grow up. And I thought that was cool. And then I guess, you know, the last 2 issues are going to be a flatline story. Great, but I wanted more. I want more of that, and we're not going to. So I'm just a little frustrated with that. That's definitely a poo-poo week. I don't know why. Yeah, C+ or C is a good grade for this week.
I don't know.
What do you think?
I mean, yeah, like this issue wasn't anything that extravagant. It felt like a little bit of like an in-betweener between Shadow War and this final little wrap up that Williamson's going to give his book.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I find it very curious that Williamson has gone from 4 ongoings and building to an event to all of his books being ending or canceled. It's like I do find that interesting. I think there's enough substance in this book to continue. However, there is the Mark Waid Batman versus Robin event coming out that's going to spin out of World's Finest coming up. So maybe that is why maybe they were saying, oh, you're gonna need to take a hiatus, but instead, well, Williamson's not going to be on the book, so we're going to cancel it. Patty just brought up the other point I was going to make. The Tim Drake book is coming. Maybe they're going to say, hey, let's take a step back for a second, let Tim Drake have his moment. We'll pick up Robin with a new writer at the beginning of the year or something. Or maybe everyone's Dark Crisis is over, something like that. I just think that what Williamson built here, there's a lot of potential, a lot of
I agree.
With Damian carrying his own book and his supporting cast. Like, I thought that they were I think that they're good, and so I hope that this book and its cast gets picked up again at some point.
Okay.
Patty said, I wonder if Damian will end up as a Robin to Batman in Gotham again. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with, but Chip could do something with Batman and Robin. It looks like, at least for the beginning of his run, it is going to be Tim Drake. Even though he's getting his own book, Tim is going to be chilling with Bruce in Gotham. He's there for at least a couple days. Is Tim Drake more popular than Damian these days? Empire, I have no idea. I don't know that I could be the one to answer that. I think, if anything, Damian's being featured more than Tim, because, I mean, shit, when was the last time you saw Tim in anything besides these, what is it? What is the Urban Stories book?
I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know, just the side stories, the small ones.
Yeah.
I mean,
here's
Tim Drake's been around a lot longer too, so I mean.
Here's an interesting thing right here. It says, the one thing I was hoping to get out of this run was Damian getting a new name, so that's a letdown, but overall great run. Jaden, I feel like he should have gotten a new name when he got his new suit. Here, so let's play devil's advocate, and I'm not trying to stoke the fire or anything. I'm just wondering, if y'all are saying that, how many people would be upset if they actually did that? Like, no, Damian's always Robin, you know, like.
But I don't know. If anything, Tim's always Robin, because he's been Robin for. I'm
genuinely asking 31
years.
Yeah, I'm just genuinely asking a question. I'm just like, would there be a sect of fans that would just be so pissed that he wasn't Robin anymore and he's Bluebird, or you know what I mean, like, or Death? I don't know. There's all the names.
So Urban Legends. Thank you, Empire. That's exactly what I was trying to say. I actually love the shit out of that idea. A Damian book where he goes on adventures with other Robins and Batgirls could be awesome, while also giving Duke some development. I would love to see some Signal in some books. Actually, you know what would be awesome is like a linear story, not just like one-offs, but linear story with Damian as the centerfold, and like other Bat family fighting with him. So like one arc you got Batwoman, one arc you got Signal, one arc you got Ghost Maker and Clown Hunter, like featuring some of these more D-list characters fighting along and hanging out with Damian. I think that could be cool. But there are a lot of different Robins.
Man, see, this is the fire subject of this.
Everybody loves Robin.
Yeah,
everyone has opinions about Robin.
Oh wow. You go ahead.
Joe said, I feel like Robin is a bridge to become something different.
Yeah, I like that.
That's true for everyone except Tim. Damian is a great Robin, but I would love for him to get his own identity. I think most people would agree with you. This Robin run has proven that he can hold his own book. I think Damian is becoming a fan favorite. Definitely mine, but Drake is drawn epically in Zdarsky's run. From the few panels that we've seen, I agree, yeah. There will always be a section of pissed off fans. Yes,
100%.
You're right. Damian could probably go his own way. It would be great for people. They would think he was just following Nightwing's path. Yeah, but like there's always that kind of connection with them too, right? Because they were Batman and Robin for a while. So I don't know. I think there's validity there.
Jaden, well, think about like this. He's already not that popular as Robin because of his attitude, but you give him a new name and it changes, just like Jason.
It's true.
Last, still want an ongoing with Red Hood and Nightwing. I kind of would like that too. Tim is Red Robin. Yum.
I never read anything. That's
I didn't
like
read that
Tim's
right.
Red Robin.
Tim is Red Robin. Yum. Sorry.
Yum.
let's move on. We're jumping into our independence with Vault's issue number 1 of Mindset. This is covered.
Mindset.
This is cover 1. This is cover B if you're interested. The cover of the week.
Martin Simmons, yes.
Cover of the
Beautiful.
week. I really like this book. Yeah, it's essentially a Department of Truth, but with social media and technology. This is the other book that I was talking about that was just, it's cloggy, right? But then when you get to the end, hook, you're like, oh, wait, there it was,
Yeah.
But
by the way, though, when we say it's like Department of Truth, I mean, this man, Pearson, is doing his damnedest to imitate Martin Simmons, which I think is hilarious that there's literally a Simmons cover to this book, because I mean, it was done well. Like, it was done well, but even the letters are a direct, I would even go so far as to say a replica of Aditya Biddekar's letters from Department. So
I'll say this: I am intrigued. I will pick up issue 2. It was fun. I didn't know what to expect. I heard Robbie. I don't know. I think this might have been Rockin' Robbie's pick of the week, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. He talked about it, and I was like, well, that sounds like fun. And it didn't disappoint. I thought it was a good book. I'll give it an issue 2. It's not like I'll give it an issue 2. I'll give it an issue 2, and then if issue 2, lets me down, then okay. But I specifically Vault, I feel like we need more. Like, they seem to have books that are like, Vault had Chicken Devil, right? Yeah. So, and then it's got A Calculated Man, which you were really about too. So seems
those are Aftershock. My bad.
Oh, is it Aftershock? Okay.
Those are Aftershock.
Oh, Vault has Barbaric, which I like.
Barbaric, and Vault had Autumnal, which was like my horror pick of the year last year. So
okay, all right,
very good.
I'll say this, guys, go check it out. If you're looking for another independent book, definitely go check out Mindset.
So the basic premise of this book is like mind control with social media. Basically like a young guy that's like starting out in Silicon Valley, developing an app and stuff, and he's about to fail his class in college, and like right at the last minute gets a teacher's assistant to help him take a lab that he missed, which is where a bunch of flashes and touch sensor inputs basically like try to convince you to like shock yourself. And throughout this process, they stumble upon a possible way to literally mind control people
within the algorithm
of this machine. I will say that actually that the first part of this book made it seem like they were doing it. They weren't controlling people's minds. They were trying to do some type of like. It seemed a little more realistic. The ending of this book made it seem a little bit more magic-y, mystical, and that was that was a touch of a turn off for me, which is probably why I'm like, issue 2, yeah, I guess. But I thought that the delivery was pretty good. This was very much like Obi-Wan, though. It was very verbose, very wordy,
a little trudgy, yeah.
That's just a lot of words. We could have really. It was a lot of words, but with a repetition of what they were saying.
Right. That's the only reason why it's not my independent pick of the week. It just was it just took a little longer than I wanted it to.
I will actually go so far as to say, the creators of this book need to be careful, because there's a difference between homaging a book you enjoy and ripping off his style. And I would actually say that this book, especially with the lettering, is a borderline ripoff of Department of Truth.
Whoa.
The artist is very clearly inspired by Martin Simmons with their own style. I wouldn't quite go so far as to say it's a ripoff. I will straight up tell you the letters are a direct ripoff of Adita Bidikars. I would actually go so far as to say that they should probably try to change it up a little bit, or Adita Bidikar would have a legit complaint for plagiarism. Like, they're straight direct copies. And what I'm talking about is actually not even the lettering itself. It is the way that the boxes around the lettering and the squiggly lines and the way that they interact and layer on top of each other is very, very much Department of Truth. And you're gonna be even less able to convince me of that because we literally had a Department of Truth book this week, and so I read them back to back.
Let's try to tame. Let's try to tame the flames of controversy, shall we? Let's move on before we.
I just don't think you like that. I don't think you like the truth that it's.
I'm not saying that. I just don't want to. I don't want to get anybody in trouble here.
I'm not the one that did it.
Just go read the book.
Read the book. It's good. Hold on. Who was it? Empire. Yeah, I would say Empire. Go pick it up. I think you'd like it.
Yeah. You ready?
Sure.
Oh,
sure.
No, I'm not.
Everyone, let's talk about Red Hood.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we're Seven Secrets. Let's just talk about it. Issue 18. Boom Studios.
First.
You want my opinion first? That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. There you go. That's it. If I'm brutally honest, I feel cheated. I felt like, I don't know, like, it was good. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was good. Mm-hmm. But I don't think the ending is what I was expecting.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, there are a bunch of unanswered questions. Let me rephrase. Everything was answered, but I don't like the answer, right?
Okay.
So there we go. So, like, Sigrid, he dies, right? Well, you were brought back to life because that was one of my secrets. Mm-hmm. Excuse me? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I have the answer for you. It's clearly in the book. Do you want it, or are you just saying
I'm asking you, what does that mean?
It means that literally all of these secrets are literally
parts of a god.
Powers of God manifested into small areas.
See, I don't.
So it was literally he was literally resurrected by God. That's the actual legit answer.
I know, but
you might not like it, but that's the answer.
That's what I'm saying. I just don't like the answer. I don't like the answer. Overall, I thought the issue was action packed and really cool. Mm-hmm. Thought the arc was fun, but like, okay, I'm gonna drop something here. And again, how long has Lost been out? How long has Lost been out?
Like what?
Lost, the show Lost.
Oh shit! I mean, it originally aired in 2004, 6 seasons. 2010 is when it last aired.
Okay, so if you haven't seen that show and you don't want it to be spoiled, mute me now. Okay, mute me now. Right, great show. But then a lot of people, and I'm not saying me myself, but a lot of people were disappointed. It was like, oh, they were dead the entire time. Sorry. Right.
They weren't. That means you didn't watch the show and you didn't understand it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's what's going on here, where like, it just, I don't feel like how we got to this point. It didn't feel like it flowed properly to get to this point in the book. Like it just, I felt like we jumped, like we skipped somewhere. And that has me worried for some other Tom Taylor books. Not Nightwing, not Superman. Shit, not even, well, maybe Superman. Maybe Superman. And I don't want to be worried, but that has me worried for, what's it called?
Dark Knights of Steel?
Yes. It just has me worried a little bit. Because it just felt like we just wrapped up the ending really fast. And I don't know if that's because I just want more Seven Secrets, right? Like, maybe that's what it is. It's just bias to the fact that I want this to continue on past 18 issues. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But I just feel like this ending felt incredibly rushed. I wanted more explanation. That's all. That's all really what it was. I just wanted more explanation to it.
Yeah.
More story.
I think this was a writer's ending. I think that the ambiguity of it all was something that was done on purpose. I understand as a reader that like you did it, like this team did an amazing job at making us feel immersed in this world and loving this world and loving these characters, and they did such a good job that like we want more, and they were just like, no, this is it, this is all we had. And so yeah, in a lot of ways I'm like, damn, like I wanted more for sure. But I think some of the answers were in front of us the whole time, and I think that the way that they played out, I like them. I think that they're interesting, and I think that they, overall, I think this will be looked at as a hit, as a really good series, especially whether this is fair or not in comics, I don't know anymore. I can't make up my mind, but especially read as a singular volume, back to back, just read the 18 issues, boom. I think it's going to be really, really good.
I think it'll be more cohesive for sure, because I remember like where we had breaks and then we're like jumping into Fairyland. Yeah, and I was like, wait, what happened there? So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's fun. I will say this. I highly anticipate this to become some kind of like animated show on Netflix or Hulu or some channel, because it is cool, you know. It's just the book, and it's not to its detriment. It's just an observation. This book started as one thing, and I guess you could call it its strength. This book started as one thing, which he thought was like this spy, spy versus spy kind of book with big international consequences, right? And then it turned into this, by the end it was this like fantasy, otherworldly type of story. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I think is left on upon its readers. I don't know. I think issue 17 hit harder than issue 18, I guess is my interpretation of it, right? Because it was just like it felt like the answers we were looking for came across way too easy. And I think Nate kind of hit that with the whole a writer's ending. Just kind of like get it over with, you know, just kind of pass it on. I've got other things to write. I just signed an exclusive deal to DC. I don't have time to write this independent, even though, you know, it's been said from Tom Taylor and from Niculo that, you know, this book was always going to be 18 issues. Sure. I mean, I'm not going to try to theorize why it was only 18 and if that really is the case. But in general, I felt like I needed more in a conclusion of a book being concluded. So that's that. Let's get to chat really quick while we wait for Nate to get back. Joe, I just turned off the volume off because I just started the first trade. LOL, I'll wait for a different cover to pop up. Gotcha, dude. Yeah, don't worry, it's coming. I don't even care. I heard the last season was like GOT. So Lost is a show about ghosts. Ask Nate, 'cause I never watched it, but I just remember hearing that. Didn't know that about Lost. Big twist. I was watching the first couple of seasons, but interesting. I asked Nate. I'm wrong.
Ask me what?
They're all dead.
They're not all dead. They're
What
not
are
all dead. That's wrong. The viewers and the writers of the show have already said they're not dead, and if that's what you got, you misunderstood.
Well, I never watched the show, so I don't know. I just know that as a punchline for a show, like for a joke for a show.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Would you like to move on?
Yes. Jaden said, I don't care. I heard the last season was like Game of Thrones, and that is just not true at all. Game of Thrones was a total bastardization of everything that show started.
We don't have time. We don't have time to start talking about Game of Thrones because you will literally have an aneurysm.
I will.
Your head will pop. Let's move on. All right, Joe, you can change. You can unmute us. Here we go. Department of Truth, issue 19. Quick, just my quick overall response, and then we can break it down. Great issue, too short. Great issue.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I just read Marco's comment.
You're
Marco,
good.
that's not true. Keep watching the show. It's amazing. That's not what happens. That's not true. It's way better than that.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. I don't. Great issue, too
Great
short.
issue, too short. Yeah, I agree. And I even had to read the previous issue, and I read both issues, and I was like, more, give me more right now. Like, this is the most cohesive plot structure I feel like that we've had in like
time, yeah.
8 issues.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying that, and I mean, shit, Cole is like teetering at this point, teetering on going off the deep end, joining Black Hat, just ending it all, going back to the Russians. Like, he doesn't even know what to do. And then what I found very surprising was them getting his husband involved. Black Hat literally approaching his husband and being like, and it's what's his name? It's the I can't remember his name. What's the guy that's like mentoring him?
Oh yeah, the guy with the upside down flag hat.
Hawk.
Yeah, Hawk.
Right? Yeah. And it's him saying, "Hey, I've got literal evidence of your husband murdering 2 Washington Post reporters."
Which is total blackmail, because he's the one that told him that he had to kill him. Like, he totally made him do that.
Well, but Hawk is a motherfucker.
Hawk's
like,
a bad dude.
Yeah.
Like, I know that. I'm just saying, like, dude, he's twisted.
Yeah.
Also, you know, Cole is in some major trouble because he's talking to his made-up imaginary demon baby eating.
No, he's not talking to him. He's literally sitting in a room with him and like spacing out with him, just like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's in a room, like he's like, and the thing's not even like, it's not even like behind bars. He's just like, "Yo, you're my counselor now. You're my therapist. Let's talk." And he's like, cut their heads off. And you're like, what? Like, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, this
it's just too short.
It was too short though. Like, it did read really quickly, which I would say. I mean, I love Department of Truth. It's a really, really good book. I would say that this is probably Tinian's most. He has a really hard time pacing this book. Sometimes it'll take, like, this issue probably took me like 11 minutes to read, and there, no joke, has been an issue of Department of Truth that took me 40 minutes to read.
Right.
Like, maybe even more. Like, it took me forever. The first one with the guest artist, I think it was probably like issue 8 or something, when it was like that woman in the woods.
Yeah, because there were notes. There were
literal handwritten pages. Which, by the way, I asked Adita Bidikar if that was his handwriting. He was like, "Yep, that's mine." I thought that was cool. They gave the letterer an opportunity to literally handwrite something.
For sure.
Yeah, but this issue took like 11 minutes to read through. Like, it was a breeze, and so it's good.
It's good. That's the only.
Pumped, but
it would have been my independent pick of the week if it hadn't been short. Like, and I say that relatively. Like, if it had been too long, I'd be like, "Oh, it would have been my pick of the week if it wasn't that long." But it just never hit that middle ground, that sweet spot. So. Yep. All right, Ghost Cage, issue number 3. I'll be quick on this one. This is not my pick of the week for Independence, but it was really good, and it is a social commentary, not only on how AI is going to take over the world, and how humans are literally destroying this world, and we have a renewable energy right in front of our faces that we just will not use. This book is like, just do it. Use it. It's in abundance. It could literally power the entire world, but you care about birds that don't exist. That's wind. I fully anticipate this 3-issue mini to become a animated show on Netflix. Like, it just feels, yeah, dude, it just feels like it. Like, even if it's a movie, like a 2-part movie.
Wait, this is only 3 issues?
It's only 3 issues.
Damn.
And each issue was $6. Totally worth it.
I wonder if it would be more worth it for me to go pick up issue 2 and 3 or just get the trade. I guess if the trade is cheaper than $12, then get the trade. If not, then get the issues.
Yeah, that's how I would do it. I thought you would be like, I wonder if it would be worth my time if they just color it. I'm like, dude, don't go there.
No, that's what I was gonna say.
I knew you were going to. I could feel it in my bones. But overall, it was. The book has character. The book has some surprises. This issue, did the same as the first two. It's fun. It's a silly goose time, but also there's some commentary, and I like that. I like there's some self-awareness in the book, and take heed, guys. Take heed. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Whoa, dude. All right, we got from Chip Zdarsky. We have Public Domain issue number 1.
Now,
Chips.
let's see. Well, you already did that, but okay.
Well, this is my independent pick of the week. Public
Oh.
Domain. What?
I was just saying, Joe. This is what this was Joe's pick of the week.
Public Domain?
Yes.
Yeah, I really like the book. I'm with Nate at Need Colored. Ronnie, come on, man. Be on my side.
Ronnie, thank you. Yes, like
Stop it. Don't give him ammo.
I mean, this is 21st century, guys. Like we can do digital color in no time. It's so easy.
We can do better.
we can do better than this.
Okay. We're talking about comics here. Okay?
Yeah, they're in color. They've always been in color.
I'm on the last trade of Department of Truth. It's really good so far. I'm going back after each issue I read to watch y'all's reviews to see what y'all thought. Thanks again for all the content. Joe,
That's awesome.
you rock, bro. Anyway, Public Domain. This is my independent pick of the week because of social media, right? We get all these stories about content creators, whether they're with Marvel or DC, that are just not getting their due, or a check for $5,000 and an end credit at the very end, right before this show was shot in Georgia, credit scene, but after the show. And I don't know, like, I've never really thought of it that way, but it clearly that's on content creators' minds, right? Oh, great, Chris Evans is Captain America, but will I ever get my due? Probably not. You'll never know what my name is. And that's kind of where this book goes, right? And then the hook at the end where we find the guy who's just kind of happy to be alive and being able to do what he loves, to find out that he might actually own a multi-million, if not billion-dollar IP. Pretty cool. Yeah. And to see if it really works or not. There's a lot of, I think you said, there's a lot of like comic book writer and artist meta and industry meta in this book. And you said it best before we started the show. This is Chip Zdarsky's crossover. I'm sorry. Donny Cates' crossover without the actual like action.
Yeah, without superheroes, but
right.
Real life. But it's the same type of meta commentary for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I do too. So I also find it extremely interesting, and I don't know what it means yet, just off of one issue.
Okay.
It could just be funny, but you've got Chip Zdarsky, who's writing this book. It is also the artist of this book, right?
Yeah.
And so but Chip Zdarsky is known as a writer, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would say, "Oh, Chip Zdarsky, the artist." You go, "No, the writer." Like he's just known for writing books. I know he did Sex Criminals as well, but that's just primarily what his career has been. I find it very interesting and telling that as the creator of this book, he has chosen the writer to be the super big douchebag asshole, and the artist is just the dude that's just happy to be there, man.
He's chilling, bro.
That's cool, man. Like I got me a couple sons. They're great. I got this comic book. It's cool. Like whatever, man. And I don't know exactly what Chip is trying to say through that. If there's anything more than just the surface layer, like writers tend to be prima donnas more, artists tend to get credit way less. But I think that is an important behind the scenes part of this book.
And the fact that you're even mentioning that, I think is a big tell for the book and why it's good. Like that's deep. And
I think that only works on when Chip is doing both roles in this book by himself.
Right.
Yeah. Rich said, I mean, really, color laser printers aren't even that expensive anymore. Exactly.
But then Seven says, I'm a big fan of the indie black and white stuff from the 80s.
Yeah. I don't, and Patty even says I like the black and white comic minis that came out for some books. Listen, it's not that I don't like it. It's that it's hard on my eyes. I can't tell what's happening. There are so many amazing action mangas that I've read that I look at a panel and I go, this just looks like blurred lines. I don't know what is happening here. And I don't know what you're trying to portray to me, and color would help that. And I just don't understand why we can't provide more jobs. Colorists are jobs. Why can't we provide more jobs? It's because you hate jobs and you're just a capitalist. Rich also says hesitated to get public domain. I guess I'll go pick this up. Have to call the shop to get one put in my pool. They did have plenty of copies when I was there on Thursday, so Rich, yeah, I would do that.
Joe, I really like this book. It's my first non-Marvel DC pick of the week since the Maze book series. Oh, nice. I hope they dig deep with the behind the scenes of comic book writer. Give me the dirt sheets, dirty sheets. No, I agree. The other thing that I like about this book is that Chip is literally writing probably two of the biggest titles for opposing publishers. You know, we got Daredevil, which he's elevated to that. You know, he's just done that. And then he's writing Batman. You know what I mean?
I agree. I think that the timing of this particular book is almost divinely inspired. Like, it is just so on the nose that the dude is literally writing Daredevil and Batman, the best-selling books for either one, because he made it so, not forever. Like, Daredevil has been a good seller before.
Right.
You know, and obviously, like, we have yet to see how his Batman is going to perform, but he's still writing motherfucking Batman.
Right. It's like he what this is him. He's writing Batman and Daredevil, and he published this, and he's just going like this. Yeah, what's going on? You know, like that's what he's doing. Like, he's just flicking off everybody and not giving a crap. So there's that. Let's see, where are we at here? I feel like some of the manga or whatever is drawn too fast. It seems like, so I hear what you're saying about it not being colored. It's just easier for them not to do color. There's such a high demand. There's literally no time. Jaden, I have brought up that argument multiple times, and get ready. Here it comes.
It is an 100% invalid argument, because for as long as it would take for you to finish one page of coloring, it would take you to do the other page that you're writing. By the end of the day, you're only adding the amount of time it takes you to color one page. Because what I'm saying is, like, by the time you move down a chain of events, the only amount of time is one page colored. For one. For two, if you are, I have dived so deep into manga, it's ridiculous. Look at Solo Leveling, for example. Number one or number two selling mangas for a while now, for like the past few months, that's coming out of Korea, and it's fully colored, and it's $20 instead of the normal $9.99 or $12.99. And not only is it selling more units, it's making more money because they can charge more money because it's colored, and people are clearly showing you in a market that they don't care. They're willing to pay more of that price for color. So it's not a valid argument in a capitalist society. It's not a valid argument from an artist society, and it's not a valid argument from a time society. Oh God,
guys,
no, not webtoons.
Just be nice.
I'm gonna tell him. I'm sorry. It's.
Jaden, he's wound up tight.
If you think the art form should be black and white, that's a valid argument, and
I think it should be.
That's fine. I won't argue that point. But I'm just saying that there's not enough time, I just don't think is. I personally don't feel anyone has shown me that that's a valid argument. Especially with the amount of people that are trying to break into this industry.
If you want
provide them another job.
The Smallville panel from the show, they always act like they are too cool for hero stuff, even though that's what made them. This book reminded me of that. Thank you, Joe.
We got one more book.
Let's move on. Our last book of the night. 8 Billion Genies.
Bro, how did y'all get me so worked up today?
You got that's you, man. That's you. Talk about this book.
Marco, me too. I like them both. I read black and white manga all the time, every week. This book,
so angry.
First issue, really good. Yeah. This issue, way better. Like, even like way better.
Way better.
So you
because it's in color, right? Because it's in color.
Nope, it has nothing to do with that. It was in color. It would be worse if it was black and white.
Okay, all right. I'm just playing. Never mind. Just tell me about the book.
So, the reason why I liked this book so much, this issue, and the reason why I was afraid issue 2 was going to kind of slump is because this could really fall off the deep end really quickly, right? 8 billion people getting wishes. How do you focus on what gets to happen and how? I don't know. To me, it seems like it gave me anxiety. Like it was like, oh, this could be really chaotic really quickly. And the thing that I was totally not expecting that they did in this book was they gave agency to the genies. The genies aren't just in the first book. They just pop up and like, we're genies and you can have a wish. Hey. And in this one, they literally like start making fun of people and like start laughing and start like clapping people when they make good wishes. Like it's hilarious. At the beginning scene, it shows us, takes us to like a little house in Argentina, and these, the genies pop up and these parents are like, what the hell is this shit? Like what is going on? We must be hallucinating. And the dad is like, so everyone gets these, even kids? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, oh shit. And so he runs up to his kids' rooms, and before his kids can make a wish, he said, I wish that my children can't use their wish until they get my approval. And the genie's like, okay, done. And the kids are like, oh, god damn it, Dad. Like, what the hell?
Damn.
He's like, y'all are just kids. Like, y'all are going to wish for some bullshit, and you can't do that. And the genie was like, by the way, I commend you. That's a very smart and honorable wish. And I was like, oh shit, these genies are like, they have agency. Like they're not just,
right,
I don't know, random. Stephen said I'm writing the rage wave from
the Avengers. Yeah, no, you're totally right.
So we base the majority of this book takes place back in our bar, and the bartender takes him to the back and was like, don't worry guys, like I got it set up. And it turns out this dude's like a doomsday prepper. Like he knew some shit like this was gonna happen. He's like, I didn't think fucking genies was gonna happen, but you know, maybe World War III. And he's got guns and he's got rations and he's got bungee cords and everything you could possibly need to survive in the back. And they're like, okay, yeah, that's cool. And I don't know, it's just the humor here was really great. At one point we see the girl that was complaining about, she already wasted her wish trying to make the drummer fall in love with her, but the bartender already said any wishes that happen outside the bar can't affect anyone inside. Right. And so she's sitting there complaining, and the other guy that had a crush on her is like, well, thank God I know your true colors and you're not a very good person. And his genie is literally just sitting there staring at him like he's an asshole. And he's like, what, dude? Like, what's your problem? And the genie's like, you're not a very nice person. And he's like, well, you could just go away. And so it turns out the genies can go away, and then you can just resummon them later if you want to. There's the two Chinese people that are in the bar that ended up in the wrong bar that decide they really have to get to that other bar. And so his wish is like perfectly worded, like absolutely genius. He says, I wish to become whatever I need to be to survive in this new world and to be able to protect anyone that I am with. And then he gets like totally mech'd out in this like super suit. And not only does he do that, but now he speaks perfect English, because apparently he would need to speak English in order to protect himself at some point. And he knows like how to hotwire. He's like, oh, don't worry, I'll hotwire a car or a helicopter. And his wife's like, you don't know how to do that. And he's like, no, I do now, apparently.
Jeez.
I don't know. I found it very amusing. The boy and his dad are in here, and the dad wishes for his wife to be back alive so that she could be with his son.
Whoa. And
the genies they all just start applauding and clapping. But they're like, wait. They're like, wait, why are you guys so excited? Why are you clapping? And they're like, wishing is an art form. It brings us joy when we see it practiced so well. I don't know. I think the implications in this book are really interesting and really humorous. I was afraid they were going to go too bombastic with it. Just, car monsters everywhere and massive exploding nuclear explosions and just chaos. And that's really not where we went. So also, by the way, if you didn't see on Twitter, this book got optioned by Prime. So this will be a TV show on Prime next year.
Nice.
Charles Soule's already written the screenplay for it.
That's dope. Let's see, where's 7? So it says, my son would just wish for 1 million Pokemon cards. I would allow it though. Patty, smart dad. Joe, this book was a huge concept, and I'm worried that they will book themselves into a corner. I'm hoping to see what we are building to. I want the villain to be the devil or an evil wizard to show how humankind with self-destruct, even given this power. I need this book to.
I think you're actually. I think you hit the nail on the head there, Joe. Because I think this book is, at its core, and I don't know. Some would say obviously, a commentary on the nature of humanity, right? Like what will humans do naturally, and can the goodness of humans prevail? And I actually think that the bigger argument is can the intelligence of humans prevail? Because we have seen wishes made poorly but with good intentions, and we have seen wishes made properly with good intentions as well, and how much better they can be, and literally seeing the genies applaud them. So I think we'll have a pretty good view of just how Charles Soule and Ryan Brown view the world and humans as a whole by the time this book is over with. And Patty, this book is only been announced to be 8 issues, so you have a clear end in sight. Probably summertime there'll be a trade out for this.
I like it.
Along with the TV show.
Picasso.
This was my independent pick of the week.
That's Nate's
No.
Independent pick of the week. I just gotta push the button. Put it up there. All right.
They don't have any issues with this at the shop anyway.
Oh well.
Lee actually saved my butt and put one in my side.
Oh, good going, Lee. This guy's lazy.
Always looking out for me.
All right, guys. That's going to do it for this issue of Two Fat Guys Pull List, issue 94, or episode 94, if you wish to use that type of description for the show. We appreciate every single one of y'all who are here currently live, and every single one of y'all that are watching this as a past episode. We could not do this without you. I mean, we could, but we would be just talking to ourselves on the internet. Yeah, we'd be done like, an hour and 20 minutes ago. But we love hanging out with y'all. We love talking about comics. And be prepared for a new Comic Book Day video this Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. I accidentally released it. Yeah, I accidentally released it at 4:30 a.m. last week, so be prepared for that. 4:30 p.m. Dang it, I almost did it again. This Tuesday for New Comic Book Day for the week of July. Jeez, I'm tired. July 6th. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, give us a like. We need all your support. We want to get to 750 subscribers, but we can't do it without y'all. So, any of y'all that know someone that's into comics or is, maybe curious about getting back into comics or have never read comics, bring them this way. We will get them hooked. We want them to watch this show and give us more support. We need it because we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers so we can give away more cool, amazing slabby patties for you once we give away the ones that we have already contracted out for our sub goals. So, guys, everybody, if you live in the U.S., have a safe and happy 4th of July. If you live in Canada, have a safe and happy 4th of July. Say what?
I said lucky.
Lucky?
Yes, I don't like this country right now.
Guys, just love one another. Be safe. Don't blow your hands up. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. We'll see you guys here live, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time next Sunday for another episode of Two Fat Guys Pull List. Yep. Guys, we'll see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna end it now. I'm gonna hit the outro screen, but you're gonna still hear us talk, right?
Everyone go get vasectomies. Protect your ladies.
We'll see you guys later.
Sorry, I got so angry.
He did get angry. Oh, by the way, anybody in chat, leave a comment. You had a good Canada day. Good job, Patty. Somebody in the comments. So once this video is over, please time code when Nate raged about manga, please, because I want to make that into a YouTube short. I don't know who suggested that into a YouTube short, but let's do it. That's going to be this week's YouTube short. Nate, it'll literally be like manga should be colored ? And it'll just be Nate just raging. So we'll see you guys. Bye.